All right, it's December 8th here on a Saturday. We're back at my office here at Canner's. And I have Jodie, who's the singer for the Shakers here. Jodie, I want to thank you for coming out.
Thank you. This is lovely. I love your office. I love what you've done here.
My setting keeps changing. I really don't have a set desk right now, but hopefully maybe I can get something here or a little implanter.
Well, the sweet and low packets are the nicest touch.
Oh, there you go. There you go. First off, in fact, you're back in town. You just came from a tour from back east, right?
Yes. We were traveling a lot, but mid-November we headed out east. We had 6 shows out there with Philly, Boston, New York, and New Jersey.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, you've traveled from here back in Philly because the band is basically based here in Los Angeles as well as Philly, right?
Yeah, the band was kind of born in Philly, so we kind of consider that a hometown for us as well. Chris Lee, our guitarist, he started the band, and when he started it, he was in Philly. He was jamming with us, a couple of friends, and this idea for this rock band came to light. They started writing a lot of the songs, and so we try to go. Ever since we started the band, we've tried to get at least to Philadelphia twice a year, and then try to make as many stops over there as possible.
Okay. How long has this band been together now?
3 years now.
3 years?
Actually, yeah. What year is it? Chris Lee and I actually met almost like 3.5 years ago. But yeah, the band itself, like when Nick Woods came on and everything, and we really got going and gigging, it was about 3 years ago.
And now recently you just found your full-time bass player, correct?
Yes, brand new Kyle Kozlowski. They are so excited. It took a lot of hunting to find a guy like that, and he's killing it. He's doing great. We're really excited to have him.
Right, very, very good. How did you get your start into music, or how did music become part of you?
It was always there. Music was always kind of a part of everything, really. I mean, my parents were musicians before they had kids and started working at General Motors. Music was the way you interacted. If you were having a good time, there was music. When you were having a downtime, there was music. And so I came to LA because I wanted to be the greatest actress of all time. And when I did, my mom handed me her guitar and she said, I want you to keep creating when you're out there. I want you to stay happy. She couldn't send a bodyguard, so she sent me with a guitar. And so I started learning how to play, and I just kept playing in some capacity with anybody I could in my own leisure time. And I figured out, over time, I realized that I couldn't really see what would happen if I stayed with acting, whereas I could really see a future for myself in music. So I finally dropped acting and made music my full-time thing.
Nice. Now, was the Shakers your first project, or what other projects do you have leading into the Shakers?
Yeah, there were all kinds of fun ones. No, before the Shakers, like I said, the Shakers had a residency right here at Canner's Deli for a long time. But before I was in the Shakers, my other band, the Automatic Music Explosion, we also used to play here at Canner's every single week. Before the Automatic Music Explosion, I was in a folk band called General Powell. Before that, I was in a Southern rock tribute band called Barnfire. Look it up.
Wow.
I mean, it was always fun. I laugh at it now, but it was all of it was good for me because it led up to where I am now. So it's good.
Being a singer and everything, what were some of the influences or people that you look towards as a singer?
I have always been a big admirer of I love the elements of soul and jazz when it comes to being a rock lead singer. So I looked at those lead singers that had those qualities that kind of brought some other element, like what Tina Turner was doing with her. she was making a rock and roll noise, but it was coming from an extraordinarily soulful Motown place. Same thing. I think Steven Tyler's choices as a lead singer are incredible too. I love what the trill that he has and how it almost comes from like an old radio speakeasy kind of sound. And some people rip on me for this, but I actually love David Lee Roth's lead vocals too. Dee Snider, how powerful his voice is. But when it comes to singers I listen to in my own time, I mean, you'll probably find me listening to like Rosemary Clooney or the Andrews Sisters, you know, just clear, beautiful, poppy, old radio noises. I like that.
That's nice. No. I mean, it actually kind of shows in a lot of your guys' music because it's a rocky but bluesy but jazzy sound to it. To me, for nowadays, very, very unique, but very nice. I like a lot of the stuff that you guys have.
Thank you.
And I mean, when you can play a song like "Give Me Honey" or "Oh Daddy" and stuff, and then all of a sudden to turn to something like "Fast Plane," it's just it's really unique, but it's just a really good setting. I really like the way you guys are going right now.
Thank you. Yeah. I hope that it seems like they come from the same place. 'Cause even though sometimes it does, it sounds like we have multiple personalities. Sometimes we do. We have those loud rockin' or dancey stuff, and then we have we have the softer like Right Now and Real Fast Plane.
Yeah, Real Fast Plane. It's almost like a lounge song. Like you're almost like sitting there with your martini and everything like that. Just it's a real cool transformation that you guys make on your EP and everything like that. So
thanks.
Really, really nicely done.
Appreciate it.
On your guys, I mean, do you guys? How is the writing process right now with you guys? I mean, do you guys write together as a band or individually? Do you bring your own, like, does Chris bring his guitar notes in?
There's some consistencies to the way that we write stuff. We haven't been able to write for a really long time because, again, we've been on the hunt for our new bassist and we've been traveling so much and trying to finish this next album coming out. The majority of our songs are written, it kind of goes like this. We're at practice together and one person starts jamming something that's really ear-catching and then everybody else kind of gets on board. And, I'll kind of be listening and kind of like add a couple things vocally. We record it, send it home with each other, and then the next rehearsal, it's like who has ideas of where the song could go. And, sometimes I've written a whole chorus, but I don't know where to go with the verse, or Chris has written the entire song already, and I'm just kind of figuring out how to make it work for my voice. And, it's very collaborative. It really is. When it comes to the song, what makes it important is how much of each other we all equally put into it. But as far as the actual lyrics and the melody go, it's usually Chris Lee and I working that stuff out. But we're looking forward to kind of that balancing out across the board too. I know Nick Woods has been writing some cute. He has like a nice melody going on in his head. And then Kyle, it'll be nice to see if he has some songs in the noggin there that he wants to put out. So we'll see.
Yeah. Well, I actually caught you guys at least once so far at the Irish pub and stuff like that. And like you said, you guys have a really tight band. It looks like.
You caught us at a gig where we're doing like the cover songs and we're doing like Hit the Road Jack right after we play like AC/DC and stuff.
Well, that's kind of cool though because like I said, it shows how diversified you guys can get. I memean. You guys can play, like it says, the songs that you do play that you have made and written, but yeah, you can go cover something else and just sound just as good and everything. So.
It's our party. You guys just showed up, just having our own little fun time.
But what did we get to?
Yeah, I totally interrupted you. I'm so sorry.
No, I lost myself when I was going to do. Nowadays, how music's changed so much and everything, it seems like. Nowadays everything's online. There's no more record stores or anything. How publicized? How do you, as a band, or what are you guys trying to do to get your music heard? What are you doing right now?
It's really true, what you're saying about like the climate of music. It's just the business it's always shape shifting, and right now it's just the least money making thing because people really aren't buying music anymore. They can listen and find it anywhere. They don't need to buy it anymore. So that is tricky. I was just talking to my friend Ruby Friedman from Ruby Friedman Orchestra. I was just talking to her about that the other day, and we were just talking about how you just have to keep on cranking and be doing something you love. So it helps that part of our schedule, what we do to get our music heard, is we're getting into our Honda Element with the turtle on top. The four of us are squeezing in, and we go from city to city, and we go and we get right in front of people, and we meet new people, and we hang out with our old friends, anyone who's been supporting us for a while. We go and get into their city. We go right to a pub or a venue that it's right in their neighborhood, and we're singing them the new songs. We're selling our CDs to them, or anything that we can do. Other things we're doing to get our music heard, working together as much as possible to kind of sending out the emails to the people because you do. We were just talking about internet radio. We were talking about, because as much as you've got your radio stations on the East Coast and your radio stations on the West Coast that you want to hit, at the same time you want the support of like those smaller grassroots internet radio companies that are just like us. We're building an audience and like helping each other out with that. I guess when it comes to getting people to hear your music, you kind of have to put aside the prerogative that you want to make money, and you just have to do everything you can.
There's no doubt you have to love what you're doing, because if you try to do this for money, as we've talked about and everything, and I've mentioned this with other bands, it's not a big money maker off the bat. There's no doubt about that, because you guys are trying to struggle along, just trying to make ends meet to keep things going and everything like that. So,
well, other mother-making ventures, you try to make a cool T-shirt. I make my own shakers, the maracas. I make my own little paper mache maracas, and I sell it at the merch table. Every little bit we can to get the gas money to get to the gig, I'll keep trying to think of other things to do, but I don't mind being poor as long as I'm in the car with the guys and we're on our way to another show. I'm always happy.
That's good. If there was somebody that you would idol, or who would you like to work on a song with, like out there right now, like somebody famous or anything like that? Who would you like to try to collaborate with?
Yeah, it's so funny you ask this, because I work on the campus, right? On MI's campus, and like it was like not that long ago where Heart was on campus. So the idea that Ann Wilson was in some kind of like 3-block radius to me at one point, it almost paralyzed me. I really wish I could have done anything to go and find her, but I was working at the time too. But how great would that be to kind of pick her brain for a second and ask Ann Wilson what all these questions you're asking me, and I would love. It would be a selfish pipe dream, but yeah, if I got to work with Ann Wilson in some capacity or sing a song with her, I don't know.
That's a lady with a powerful voice there. I know that. They are amazing.
She is Her Majesty. She's the one. That's like, Ann Wilson is the best to me.
Now, out of the tours that you've done already that covered, has there been a certain show that's really been memorable for you? Like, wow, that it's really going to set with me to your heart, or something that you really, not that any of them aren't, but is there that one that maybe that stood out that's going to kind of cherish a little bit?
Boy. That's a tough question. There's been so many good ones. There's always some show that tipped the scale to some new favor, some new thing. There's always something really important about every single show. It's hard to pick. I think that I feel like one of the biggest moments for me, one of the best shows. that changed a lot of things for us was when we did our album release for Oh So Loud at the Viper Room. It was definitely one of our biggest nights as far as a local show goes. My parents had come. We had incredible response, incredible coverage. We had, there's all these elements that you want in a show in your own hometown, and that was monstrous. It was just such an incredible turnout, and there's so many videos of that night still, and I every now and then go and revisit just because I was in complete bliss, and we did so well as a band that night. It just led to a lot of new opportunities because of what happened with that night. And right after that, because we had trademarked the name just right around that time. Right after that show, we became an LLC, and we just kind of buckled down about this is our business, this is our baby, and this is important, and we have to create the mold for how big everything is going to be down the line. And we got to start now.
Nice.
So there was I feel like there was a big turning point that night. But again, every show has something I could tell you about it. Every show. I'll pull up the whole schedule. We'll start from day one. I'll tell you every little thing. Well, that was the night I met that one guy that I wrote a verse about where it was really funny because he danced a certain way and I wanted to write it that way,
So. All right, well, now here's the flip side of that question, okay? Well, whenever there's a good moment, there's always that bad moment. Do you ever have anything that you might want to recall that maybe was something like, oops, that really did happen?
One of the worst nights for me was we were playing a show down in San Diego, and we just had never played that neighborhood before, so we really were banking on the fact that we were going to be playing a pretty big place, and we got there and it was packed, and there was a big football game or something going on, so all these people were there and watching this game, and they kept telling us, all right, as soon as this game is done, we're going to have you guys get up on stage and play. So as soon as the game was done, everybody left the place, not a soul stayed, no one stayed, and half even the staff went home. It just died. So we were just playing to a couple of our own friends, and I think my ex-boyfriend was there at the time, and there was 6 people in the entire place. So we're playing the show, and on the last song, I'm playing tambourine during Distress Signal, and I'm hitting it, and for some reason something wrong happened, and I feel my hand is suddenly wet. And I look down, and my hand is covered in blood. The tambourine had busted my hand.
Oh, Jesus.
Right there. It's right under my middle finger.
Yeah.
And in the moment, and in the sparse, nobody being there, and this private moment I had where my hand was just bleeding all over the stage, instead of doing anything cool about it, I just panicked and walked off stage and went to the bathroom. And Chris Lee comes to the door. They finish the set. Chris Lee comes to the door. And Nick Woods recalls, he said as soon as he finished his drum solo at the end of the song, he looks up and I'm gone, and all there is just blood on the floor where I was standing. And so he was like, oh my God, what happened? Chris Lee comes to the bathroom, and he tells me that in his head he was like, all right, I'm gonna go in there and see if she's okay, and no matter what it is, I'm gonna tell her that it's gonna be fine. And as soon as he walked into the bathroom and I showed him my hand, he's like, oh my God, you need to go to the hospital. So the guys, they gather up all the gear, and they're like, Jodie, you just go, they told our bassist at the time, Bradley, Brad, and Frankie, you guys take her to the hospital, we'll take care of all the gear, we'll settle up, and you guys go. And so we went to the hospital, and of course got lost, and the guys stayed at the venue to get paid out, and of course the place didn't want to pay us out because we didn't play as long as we promised, and nobody was there. That was one of the worst nights ever. But as much as it's the worst night ever, I mean, it happened, and it's funny.
Yeah.
And I got stitches.
You remember how many you got in that night?
Four stitches, and it was a bitch. I'm sorry, it was a beast. Getting stitches in your hand hurts real bad. You got a lot of nerve endings in there, and they didn't quite numb me as much as they promised.
Oh.
that hurt a lot. So.
Yeah, I would say so.
Thank God, though, even though I had just been fired from my job that month, I still had the insurance to cover it. So there was the
There you go.
I had the insurance to cover it. It wasn't all bad. Oh, what a bad night that was. I hadn't thought about that in a long time.
Oh, no, now you have nightmares now thinking about it. Now, here's something I ask everybody usually towards the end and everything like that. It usually stumps them or they have a lot of answers for it. Out of all the songs that have been written, doesn't matter what type of genre or anything, is there a song that you wish you would have written or covered? Now, there's two ways of answering it. There's the artist version or there's the money-making version.
Right.
I like to try to get the artist version, something that sends to you, like, there's a song out there that you wish you would have been part of or written.
A song that I wish I'd written.
Yeah.
There's a couple that come to mind.
Okay.
And I love them so much that I've covered them. Like that we've covered them to a certain capacity. I guess I wish. I guess I don't know how to answer the question completely because I don't know if I wish I'd written it so much as I'm so grateful it was ever written that I don't know. The song that has the biggest significance for me, I feel, is the Otis Redding, Sitting on the Dock of the Bay. You know, that song is about, it has so many meanings for me, and it's just one of the most beautiful songs ever written and catchy. And anytime we've covered it, like everybody whistles along. You know, like everybody has a personal relationship to that song. And to me, that's the ultimate song. Is when you hear it, it's not only going to take you back to a period of time in your life I guess I'm not wording this right. Not only did you have a personal experience when you heard the song, but you have the journey of where the lyrics are taking you. It's healing.
Yeah.
It's some kind of closure, you know. And that song is about being really far from home and doing the best you can, but feeling like you're not doing well enough. And then allowing yourself the moment to just be like, well, I'm just happy right here, though, and I'm just going to sit on the dock of the bay. I'm just going to sit and just going to watch. 'Cause there's really nothing else I can do at anything right now. That song is key. I think that would be, if I could write a song like that, I think then I will have considered my life a good one. If I could write a song like that.
That's good. Well, I mean, that's what's so funny and unique about music, that like you can hear a song on the radio that can take you back in time, and you can remember that last time that you heard it or when you first heard it, and take you back to that setting to say, you know, whether it was a childhood or just a few years ago, and put your mind back in there and think about the things that were going on in that time and stuff like that. That's why music is so powerful, I guess.
Sure.
And everything.
You know, and it's to have some kind of lyric content too that brings some kind of comfort, though, some kind of resolution. You know, that's my goal. I think that would be the ultimate song. So yeah.
Now with your band, how can people find you? You know, where online can they look for you guys? I mean,
if you type in "I Love the Shakers," you'll find us. Because on Facebook, YouTube, our website, everything is ilovetheshakers.com. You just put that in and you'll find us. Yeah, I mean we're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Tumblr, Reverb Nation. God, I'm even gonna start a Pinterest page tonight. I swear to God. we're on SoundCloud. We're on anything. We're starting a Bandcamp page. You know, we're gonna do that in the new year as well. But yeah, if you want to find us, you put in "I Love the Shakers" and you'll find us on iTunes, CD Baby too. If you want to purchase any music. And if you can't find me, then you just email me, Jodie at ilovetheshakers.com. And that's Jodie with an I-E, damn it.
There you go. Now, if you had a band, brand new, spanking, this form, looking for any type of information they can get that'd be helpful, what would you address a band?
A new band that's just looking for a show or looking to
try to make it a music. What would be advice that you would probably try to help them out or give them?
I would sit down and try to find. Honestly, anytime a new band approaches me and is kind of picking my brain about what the Shakers do and any advice, I just start asking questions, to be honest, to find out, where's their passion? What do they want to do? Do they want to become a big LA band, or do they want to travel? Do they want to put out music immediately? Do they want to? I mean, what? What do you want? What do you want? To me, the cool thing about the music industry, everybody will say that it's not like it used to be. It's never anything like it used to be. And the music industry is constantly evolving, and the rules are there are no rules. I refuse to believe there are any rules. There's no template. There's no guideline. Every choice you make could lead to something incredible, and don't let anybody tell you that there's a mold, because there isn't. There never is. So if it's a new band, I say welcome.